What's up? How's it going? It is Suave Beardson here. We are at part 4 of Resident Evil Requiem. Here we are in the, what's left of the famous police station. We've already gone through this, so you can check out part 3. There'll be a card in the little thing in the top left right corner, one of the fucking corners, where you can catch out part 3, where I go through the police station for the first time. For YouTube viewers, there will be a link in the description for when I stop my jibber jabber when I get into the gameplay. So we got a little bit of recap to do here real quick. So we finally, it took a while, but we finally got the detonator pieces to blow open the wall. Had a cool little bike section with Leon on a motorcycle, taking out some dogs, and we saw Victor fall off a bridge. I don't think that's the last we're going to see of Mr. Victor Gideon. But then we made our way here to the police station, and we checked this all out. This was this was really cool to see. And I've seen some stuff online that, some people are just like, oh, they're blinded by nostalgia, and this game is relying too hard on nostalgia with the police station and Raccoon City stuff. I can't really say that the nostalgia is to blame for how cool I think this is, because nostalgia usually is for things that are older than 6 months, right? Like I haven't played the Resident Evil series until over the last 6 months. I started 0 in October. So I wouldn't say it's clouded nostalgia for me or anything like that, but just the way they handled this was really cool. I always like when games go back to their earlier settings after after some time and just see how the environment is the same but different. It's always so cool to see. But then we ran into Grace and Zeno, I think his name was. And we got some backstory on Grace, kind of. So apparently Grace is a creation, and she's a creation of Mr. Spencer there, and she has something to do with unlocking Elpis, which is just some mind control thing, from what I've gathered. But we saw, basically it was like some video footage. They've been trying to clone Grace pretty much ever since she was born, is what I got out of that. And so we played through a small section where we play a little girl that looked a lot like Emily, because, well, they were essentially clones of Grace, and this little girl made it into a facility underneath the orphanage. And at that point, Grace basically had another panic attack, and our good old friend Mr. X showed up. It's not the original Mr. X, I highly doubt, because by the end of Resident Evil 2, he was highly mutated and shot in the face with an RPG. But he did show up, and another one showed up, another tyrant, I guess we should say. Maybe we'll call him Mr. Y, because he's after Mr. X. Anyway, there is a few things that I want to do here in the police station before I take off. I'm pretty much done in here. However, I did look something up the other day. Yeah, there's a knee smasher. I did look something up today because of this scavenger hunt here. I didn't remember these in Resident Evil 2, and I didn't find and do everything in Resident Evil 2, but I feel like I would have remembered this, and I didn't remember these. So I actually reinstalled Resident Evil 2 and did some exploration in that earlier today, and this was not in the original police station environment from Resident Evil 2. And so this actually is like a scavenger hunt that you can go and find something. And then Barry's to-do list, there's also a clue in here for another little thing to find the missing library book. And I believe it was in the in the West office there's a locked locker, and in the Stars office there was a briefcase. So I think these two things have to do with those. So I am going to do that before I move on. So I know where this clue is. So this is the board that was in the operations room. And then there's the TV set. And then if we look at the next clue, it looks like that's the corner of the TV and you see the flag underneath it. So we're going to head to the operations room and see what we got there. So the board has been moved, but the TV set is right there. There definitely is something right there in the corner. Looks like a key. Locker key. Oh, I'm going to guess that's the key to the locker. And the locker was in the West office. Well, there's that. That's cool. Okay, so we've got tickets, 2 tickets for an all-day pass to the Raccoon City Zoo. Enjoy, and don't say I never gave you anything. Barry. Now, this apparently is an Easter egg throwback to Resident Evil Outbreak File 2. Because one of the levels in File 2, Outbreak File 2 takes place in the Raccoon City Zoo. I think Leon would go rather see some giraffes. Yeah. Oh, we got a Stars emblem charm here. That's cool. So increases firepower at the cost of more sway while aiming. No, I'll keep my accuracy. Thanks. Oh, what do we got down here? So we got a Street Fighter poster. Copy of the original Resident Evil 1. Was that the Resident Evil disc? Is that Mega Man 8? And another Street Fighter. A couple other games sitting around here. Yep, there's Mega Man 8. Can't quite tell what that one is. That's a Sega Saturn. I saw a picture of this earlier today. And so this is kind of how I knew that there was something missing. And I wasn't sure what that was. I was thinking maybe it was just a generic console because it's, multi-platform and everything. But I didn't. I thought maybe it's a Dreamcast, but then I'm like, that's definitely not a Dreamcast controller. But yeah, so there's a Sega Saturn in here with some Street Fighter and Resident Evil in there. So that's pretty cool. I think the main thing is the charm that you get in here is the main payoff here. And then the other thing was Barry's to-do list. Now, Barry's to-do list... obviously, I can't pick up girls from soccer or join Jill at the shooting range, so there's something about this missing library book. And I believe... you find this in the library. Don't think it's completely identical, but that's what it looks like they based it on. Okay. So I'm pretty sure the missing library book is somewhere in the library, which I don't see why that would make, why it would be such a high priority to return a library book to the library that's already in the library. But that one right there seems to be standing out a little bit. Like, all these books look fairly brown and, they're all on the shelves and everything. But this one right here looks, and like, see how the pages on this one are all fucked up? This one looks like it's not supposed to be there. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that's going to be our book. No? Oh, I didn't realize I could go over here. Well, I don't think we're going to want to do much else there. Okay. For the sake of time... Okay. So we need to go to the STAR's office. And I think it's in here.
Good lives needlessly lost.
With the elite STARS members in 96. That was definitely not in there when I opened the drawer. Title, Medicinal Benefits of Herbs. Edward Kashima Phillips. Wesker. So Wesker apparently checked this book out. Now, let's see. Librarian was about to blow a gasket. Looks like the captain checked it out last. So, yeah. Wesker was the captain of the STARS team back in 98. So I think because I didn't find the library card first, I couldn't interact with this. Yeah. Medicinal benefits of herbs. And got the photo of Rebecca again, which we... Rising Rookie Rebecca. So, you can find this in Resident Evil 2, and it's in... Like, I don't think I made the connection right off the bat in Resident Evil 2. But basically, you find this picture of Rebecca Chambers in Wesker's desk, which is a little weird. And it's in, like, a hidden film roll that you find, like, down underneath the police station. But I think this Rising Rookie Rebecca is our clue towards the briefcase in the STARS office. So we've got... Now, see, here's the thing. So the captain checked this out last, who was Wesker. So seems a little sus that we're finding a library card with Wesker's name written on it and a book that was in the library that seemed like it wasn't there with the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? And if you haven't seen it yet, go back and check it out. But I'm definitely thinking Xeno is either Wesker or a copy of Wesker. I should also mention that in Resident Evil 6, Ada Wong was cloned in that game. So this isn't like, you know, cloning people, or, you know, and kind of what seems like we're getting at in this game isn't new to the series. Well, so Rising, Rookie, Rebecca. Glasses. These look suspiciously like Wesker's sunglasses. Limitless bullet penetration and increases the firepower of the last bullet in the cylinder. Neat. Yeah, these look like Wesker's glasses. So why would this briefcase that also hasn't been here for 30 years be there? Limitless bullet penetration and increase the firepower of the last bullet in the cylinder. Yeah, let's attach that to that gun there. Okay, you can actually remove them in this game, so that's kind of cool. As in, I think it was Resident Evil Village. There was weapon charms, but you couldn't remove them. So that was a little irritating. So yeah, I'm guessing, without a shadow of a doubt, that yeah, the little mini shades. It's like a keychain for your gun. Yeah, I think without a shadow of a doubt, there's definitely, at the very least, some sort of connection with Xeno and Wesker. There has to be. But I think at this point we are done with the police station. So we're going to head outside. Now we got to head to the orphanage. Oh, is that the, is that where the parking garage was? So, whew, yeah, that's pretty well flattened over there, ain't it? Is that the gun shop?
It hasn't changed.
Oh. Oh, that's fucked. That's fucked up.
Terminate. It's my fucking daughter. You're a cop. You're supposed to know something. How did this happen? Those fucking things outside. What they did to us.
I'm so sorry. Never again.
Okay, so I only see one set of remains in here. In Resident Evil 2, in Leon's playthrough, him and Ada Wong come into the gun shop, and the gun shop owner was the guy there. His name was Robert Kendo. And he was there with his daughter, obviously, as we just saw, and she was showing symptoms. And so he kind of, like, brings her in here and shuts the door, and you then, like, as Leon's walking away, you hear a gunshot. Well, then after you beat the game, you unlock these extra modes where it's like just a couple other people that were in the story. It's kind of like, I don't think they were canon stories, but basically you then escape Raccoon City playing as the gun shop owner. So, and I think it states something in there about his daughter passing or something like that. So Leon found her remains. That's fucked up. Okay, well, I don't have room for this. How does it compare to the shotgun I already have? Looks like it... Well, the rate of fire is a lot better. Or no, it's worse. But this is the... Apparently the shotgun that the gun store owner had. Well, let's make some more ammo. Clear out some of that space. Now we should have enough for that. Yeah, that's fucked up though. Okay, and that's the way Claire went through right there. So, guess we head out the back of the gun store. Gun shop Kendo. I like how, at least with some of the heavy-hitting stuff like that, you know, they threw in the flashbacks, so, you know, if you hadn't played Resident Evil 2, you understand it, and it's not just like an Easter egg. And, you know, obviously Leon's reaction to it, you know, it makes... gives his reaction to it context, you know. I mean, those of us that do know, you know, would probably see that and go, "Aw, shit." Okay, so yeah, this shotgun is in every way superior. So I'm gonna just sell this one since I can't store it anywhere. It doesn't seem like. Our body armor's still in good shape. Let's go ahead and get the level 2, though, because we've got the credits for it. Let's get more power. I can have Claire hanging off my gun, too. This one, the Claire one I don't have in my inventory. It gets unlocked by, I think, having like 300 kills or something like that. That's kind of funny, though. You know what? I think I'm actually going to equip this one. Simply because it's just, you know, hanging out with Claire again. Yeah, I'll throw a dot sight on there. And then shotgun. Let's get more power. Okay. The old basketball court. Locked from the other side. That's where we had to deal with some lickers. Had a feeling we were going to see that guy again. Is this dude about to just chuck a rocket at me? Yep.
I couldn't save them. But I could stop bastards like you.
Damn!
Die already, you son of a bitch.
God damn. Ugh! You know, I'm kind of surprised we haven't seen
I'll
Ada
stop you
Wong
as
yet.
many times as I have to.
Austin 316 says I just whipped your ass.
That's right. Didn't really need to unlock that now, but it's unlocked. Oh, okay. So that, so you can go back that way, I suppose. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised old Ada hasn't made an appearance yet. Usually anytime Leon's around, so is Ada. Well, there's the orphanage.
Made it. I'm at the orphanage, Sherry. There's not much left of it. Heading underground to look for Grace.
Understood.
Well, looks like we ain't going up the stairs. I thought maybe we'd actually go in the orphanage, but I guess we're just gonna go down this way. That would be a no for me, dog. Let me guess. I gotta walk through this sumbitch. Man, this is some Uncharted shit right here. Ain't no way. No, I ain't going in there. What the fuck?
Seriously. Got ahead of myself. I guess this is my stop.
Hell no. I feel like Jeff Jarrett right now. No, sir. Oh, I see. Well, goddamn, how far down do we got to go?
Left something behind.
Because I was under the impression that old little Chloe there made it to the ARC facility or whatever by just going underneath the orphanage. Unless that way's completely
It
fucked.
just keeps going. Finally reached the bottom. This is one very deep hole.
The perfect place to hide something.
Can I get rid of the sight? I don't like the sight.
Shit. Not good.
Oh, we got one bullet out of that. Yeah, this is one hell of a hole. Oh yeah, got a trophy. Yeah, really getting my money's worth out of this game now. I got a trophy. Defeat the giant plant.
Perfect. Stubborn meat, aren't you? Time to burn you up from the roof.
That works. Ain't quite Roundup, but we'll take it. Now, if only I hadn't used, like, almost all of my recovery items, that would be lit.
This must be it.
How many secret labs did Umbrella have under Raccoon City? Like, it just feels a little bit unnecessary to introduce 2 more labs underneath this city.
Sherry, I found some kind of massive facility.
What do you think it is?
I'm seeing supplies with the logos of the usual suspects.
Well, whatever it is, clearly wasn't meant to be found.
Yeah. You're telling me.
Little girl went in a back way and Leon went straight to the main gate. Yeah, that's what it's looking like, doesn't it? I mean, she did kind of go through like a secret, you know, chapel entrance, but we've got both umbrella crates and tri-cell barrels in here. Okay, well, that was this. There was a double door that little Chloe couldn't go through that had this symbol on it. The symbol was red, so we'll see if this leads us to the same place. I would guess we're in the same facility, but the fact that she was able to just kind of get in by going, you know, through the underground path and chapel underneath the orphanage seems a little sus that Leon would have to go this far out of the way to get to it. But, I mean, I suppose that was in 1990. This is, you know, much later. I suppose they could have expanded the facility or, you know, whatever have you, I guess. Should have, yeah, repair my body armor. Alright, let's actually make a save now, so if I die, I don't have to do it again. So yeah, apparently I am in the Ark facility. Can't go that way. Current facility operation status. Auto processing green. Network system all areas online. Environmental control systems green. Disposal systems green. Security level 2 guards on patrol area status. Lab unit 1 checking. Lab unit 2 normal. Restricted area normal. Pandora normal. Now operating at 82%. System access must be performed manually from the restricted area.
was that? Okay. I'm getting the feeling I'm not wanted around here.
Oh, shit.
I'm getting the feeling I'm not wanted around here.
Y'all thought you were going to do something. Jesus. Great. Now I got dudes with shields. Shoot the glass of the glowing red pod to release the bioweapon within. Use it to disrupt the elite guards, giving you a chance to... I don't know about that, because... then I feel like I'm going to have to fight the damn bioweapon, right? Well, let's give it a shot. Jesus.
Liquor. Liquor.
I feel like I shouldn't have shot that yet because I know there's another wave of guards coming. Be real nice if I wasn't, like, on the brink of death. That liquor helped me out, though. Oh, okay. I'm just back here now.
Here at ARC, your movements will be constantly monitored. Do not leave the designated areas without authorization. The recording and transmitting of information is strictly prohibited.
Okay. Guess you'd call that art? I don't really know. Product catalog. $120 million. A humanoid bioweapon with exceptional combat capabilities. Can execute simple commands such as tracking and eliminating targets, and comes with a coat as standard for effective human disguise. The Nemesis, price negotiable, based on the Umbrella Corporation's parasitic NEA. This mass-produced model focuses on cost reduction and performance enhancement. Repeated improvements have resulted in a significant boost to physical ability and recovery regardless of the host's durability. Well, that's just perfect. Product Catalog 1, the Garmer, $30 million. Umbrella Corporation's Cerberus has been further enhanced and enlarged, resulting in increased combat capabilities, can track and pursue targets at speeds exceeding 60 miles an hour. The Lickers, $14 million. Originally an infection anomaly, rigorous experimentation revealed the key to activating the mutation, paving the way for commercialization. Product boasts enhanced climbing capabilities and possesses sharp claws and a pointed tongue. And for a plant, $100 million. Prototype bioweapon developed from a viral plant infection found in the Arklay Mountains in Raccoon City. An incident occurred during the transport of the experimental Plant 43 and has resulted in an infestation near the service entrance of ARC. Always exercise extreme caution when transporting bioweapons. So this is the guest lounge where we can just, you know, apparently if we have 30, 40, 50, you know, $100 million, we can just, you know, order bioweapons. That's cool. Raccoon City Bioweapon Research Report. As previously stated, ARC is focused on bioweapon research and development utilizing the unique environment of Raccoon City. In particular, experiments performed by infecting nearby zombies with a mutated T-virus strain have yielded a great deal of empirical data. This has also proven effective against BSAA's attempts to eradicate ARC. The development of a new bioweapon based on this hard data is in the final stages. If said bioweapon is released, we can expect further profit growth next fiscal year. ARC has now become a key bioweapon production hub for North America. It will continue to bring great benefits to both us and the United States. I mean, they pretty much started talking about that in like Resident Evil 5, where, you know, basically, you know, as long as you've got the cash, you can just, you know, buy yourself some bioweapons.
Not necessary. I'll neutralize the target myself.
Oh shit.
Leon Kennedy. We finally meet.
I didn't realize I had such a big fan. An autograph.
I heard you were a smartass.
Got ahead of myself.
Man, the timing sensitivity on this kind of sucks. Oh, okay. That note is just there at the bottom. Okay. I was wondering what that note said.
I didn't realize I had such a big fan. How about an autograph?
I heard you were a smartass.
There we go.
Sneaky bastard. Ran into trouble. This guy was one tough bastard.
Coming from you, that's quite the compliment.
Formidable instrument of death. It has taken countless lives and it's steeped in a long, bloody history. Has exceptional parry capabilities. Unassuming design, but when in the hands of a skilled user, it becomes a deadly weapon. Neat. I'll keep the one I got. Like, it looks like it's more durable, but since I upgraded mine, mine's actually better still. I don't know what it is about this design, but I like the design of this one better too. Yeah, now we can fight as warriors. Yeah, hand to hand.
Grace should be nearby. Time to finally get some answers.
The basis of all combat. Problem was, he pulled out his gun. You know, only fools trust their life to a weapon.
Grace, this is where we are. The world is under threat. The technology to control another's will already exists, but it's not efficient at infecting others. I believe Spencer solved that with Elpis. The Connections sealed Raccoon City to save it for themselves.
The
And it's been waiting
Connections.
here ever since.
They were like the secret bad guy behind the scenes group in Resident Evil 7 and 8.
This is as far as we could get. If the wrong password is entered, the Ark will be destroyed and Elpis will be lost forever. So tell me, Grace, what's the password?
I don't know.
Of course you do. You're the...
Leon!
Don't embarrass yourself, Mr. Kennedy. You can't beat me.
Aren't we fancy?
Don't move! Oh, wait! You still need me, right?
Come on! Grab tight!
What? That sounds like a terrible idea.
I got you.
Are you okay?
Me? I feel like $1,000,000.
Where does this take us?
Your guess is as good as mine. Time to get off. Come on.
What now? Leon. Leon!
No, definitely not. That is not good.
Leon, are you okay?
How long was I out?
I don't know. A while. Those marks.
It's T-virus. Stage 3 infection.
If you're so sick, why would you come here?
Raccoon City was where it all began for me. When it all happened, I couldn't make a difference. So I am here now.
We can't stop Zeno.
He said something about you having a password. What was he talking about?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Here.
I'm going back. I'm gonna destroy Elvis.
I'm coming with you.
No, you're not.
I don't want any more regrets. Whatever it takes, count me in.
If anything happens to me, you promise you'll end this.
I promise.
Come on.
Okay, two things. Number one, I forgot to crack open my Mountain Dew an hour ago. So we're going to do that now. Can't believe I didn't start my stream with that. And then I also didn't do that either, so I can get the cutscenes out. So that last hour and 20 minutes of gameplay, I'm going to have to redo. But luckily, I've got this this save right here after... right before I left the police station, so I'll just have to replay through this ARC stuff. But we are Grace again. And all I have is my handgun still. Like, I don't even remember what I had. I feel like I had more than just a handgun, but maybe not. Leon ain't looking so good, though.
Look, there's a door over there.
Crane's blocking it, though.
I can check it out for us. You think you can give me a boost?
Guess we're about to find out. Come on.
Yeah, at the stage of Leon's infection right now, I don't have high hopes of Leon making it to the end of the game.
Watch out for yourself up there, yeah?
I will. Once I go down, there's no getting back up.
I mean, there's not really much to go back to, so... And of course, that's the key.
Locked. Override override key required for reactivation.
Oh yeah, the other gun that I had was Leon's gun. So I like how she's got the old school, you know, item box and typewriter, but why would it's like, so I get it, right? Like, this is Grace's save point, but there'd be no reason for a typewriter to be in this room. Restricted area, archive, central refining system, Pandora, elevator. Broke my Mars.
Just beyond here.
Negative review on Steam.
Warning. Threat level orange. Confirmed in storage sector. Critical error. Containment lockdown failure.
That just sounds wonderful. Couldn't think of a better time than now to use those. Oh, shit. There's another one. So I guess as long as we stay light on our feet and don't make too much noise, we should be okay, theoretically. Bottle of acid. Let's just get the hell out of there. I got what I need.
All right. I'm not dead yet. All right, Leon. Be careful. I need to get going too. Nice.
You just, you know, climb the walls like a good spider licker. You can't see me. Another locked door.
Threat level red in storage sector. Rebooting AI control center. Noah.
Oh no.
Bottle of acid. What do I need for that? Infected blood in a bottle? Okay, sounds simple enough. Another fucking safe I don't know the key, the password, the combination to. There we go. Checking database access request. 51st assembly minutes. Following data was found. Minutes of the 51st assembly meeting as transcribed by AI Control Center NOAA. The state, we heard the key, Grace Ashcroft, has finally been found. It's been 28 years since we occupied Ark. Are you sure she's the one? Z, without a doubt. There's no need to worry. More importantly, don't think your withdrawal from the treaty is too blatant. The state, it's a bluff. The United States is and always will be at the center of the world. The BSAA are fully under our control as well. Are there any changes in the product supply? Ark's factory automation is constantly evolving. I believe that's enough for today. We can discuss further while we review the products. Well, that's comforting stuff. You know, I was just thinking about it with the, the route that little Chloe found to get in here. I suppose it would make sense for them to have, like, a back door that leads to the orphanage from this facility. You know, considering that they're creating the kids in this facility. Guess that works, right? Sterilization chamber safe. 1090-20. So that was the one all the way back here. No, we're dead. Well, Leon, I think you're on your own now, pal.
All right, Leon. Be careful.
Well, I'm close to the sterilization chamber safe.
I need to get going too.
Good. Well, at least see what's in this safe to see if it's worth our while. Let's see, what was it? 1090-20. Molotov and med injector. Okay. Well, we'll go ahead and make ourselves a save here now so I don't have to go back to this. Oops. Oh, I forgot to grab the key.
Nice.
I didn't think that motherfucker was going to follow me all the way up here. Yeah, go away.
AI Control Center. Noah.
Oh, no.
Okay. Let's see, I've got 1 bottle of acid. 1 cocktail. Guess we're just going to go ahead and use that now. Oh, cool. More stuff. Well, this liquor here, he must have at least gotten some of the effects of that acid, because I killed him quite easily. And he was like, had that like blue, you know, like mist coming off of him. Well, that was fun.
AI Control Center. No. Reboot failure. No response. Containment protocol inactive. Containment protocol inactive.
Well, that's just comforting. Noblesse orb. Oh, shit. Alright, well. Okay, that's only one of them. So... Oh, that's right. There was... So now I need to go all the way back here because there was another door that I need this key for. Because I need, like, 2 of these little orbs. I'm guessing. Because, you know, there's like an orb slot. A circular slot for the other door. What? I thought that bottle of acid wasn't going to kill him for a minute. Well, according to my map, this is the clean room. And don't look too clean to me. Animus orb. You know what? We're just gonna run and live to fight another day. It's like my bad habit in games like these. I feel the need to kill everything, and I don't know why. That was the floppy disk from your mother's shit.
Important. I'll explain later.
Oh, it's a different one. So what was her mother carrying around? There was the creator, letter from Patrick, something else. A Spencer and Alyssa. At least
Shutting yourself away in a dark room like this is quite the change for you, after the life you've led.
Life takes unexpected turns, don't you think?
Looking back, do you feel that the choices you've made have contributed to your present circumstances?
Of course. What you sow, you reap. Isn't that the natural order?
So, tell me, Lord Spencer, what would you like the world to know?
The truth. But, a short break before we begin, Miss Ashcroft. I'm not a young man. I don't have the energy I once did.
Why would Mom hide this?
And of course, now we're going to switch back to Leon.
Okay. Back in biz. Fuck.
You alright, Leon?
I am now. Grace cleared the way for me.
That's not what I'm talking about. Your body can't take much more.
I'm gonna settle this. You just send us a chopper for immediate evacuation.
Containment breach. System-wide surveillance failure detected.
Over there. Easy as pie.
Even though Leon's like 3/4 of the way to death at this point, still a badass. Sudden bouts of coughing and blurred vision will cause him to falter. You can only wait for these effects to subside.
Oh, shit. You gotta be kidding me.
You know, this is kind of giving me Old Snake MGS4 vibes.
Security threat detected. Elevator shutdown in effect. Override key authorization required.
Cool. I can only imagine I'm going to be needing them tanks that blow up here pretty soon.
This must be the room.
And of course, it's locked.
I'll take out as many of you fuckers as I can.
Yep, Leon's definitely starting to give me vibes of like, I know I'm not going to survive this, so I'm just going to take out and do as much as I can before my time runs out. You know what I mean? That's the vibe I'm getting out of him.
Haven't changed much, have you?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens to our boy Leon. That's for sure. Oh, shit. Now's not the time, Leon. Well, if you'd have told me when I played through Resident Evil 2 that we were going to take out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lickers in about 10 seconds, I'd tell you were full of shit. Because there's no way we would have pulled that off in Resident Evil 2.
Warning, autoclave compromised. Pod lockdown unavailable. Memory corrupt. Self-repair functionality offline. Aerosol monitor warning. Pod lockdown unavailable.
Yeah. Let's get this over with.
The elevator will arrive shortly.
Thanks.
The elevator has arrived.
Yeah. Done dealing with their shit, man.
I can't waste any more time here. I need to go.
He sounded rough, dude.
Almost sure. Not done yet.
Dude, if the final boss of this game is Leon, that would be fucked up. I mean, I think the other Raccoon City Syndrome victims just died. That was a cool transition, though. Like, I think the other ones just died. They didn't turn.
What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
My research opened Pandora's box, unleashing disaster upon the world.
Except Elpis, the goddess of hope? Or so the myth goes.
A blind hope.
What do you mean?
Humans cannot predict when death will come for them. This is why they have hope. I was wrong, and I am plagued by guilt. Happiness cannot be achieved at the expense of others. I think that's enough for today.
Why did you accept my request for an interview? Who is that? Is that one of your subjects?
Of course not. She was alone in the world. I took her in to make amends.
Is she
perfectly normal? Just an average child needing a home. She is my hope. Aren't you beautiful? Would you like to hold her?
Oh, okay. She's adorable. What's her name?
Grace.
Grace. Is there anything else you'd like to tell me?
I've said my piece. I only hope it serves as a requiem for those who have passed.
Leon. Leon. I need to hurry.
Shit. This shit's starting to get heavy.
Finally my chance to do something. Oh, Leon! Leon! Hey, it's me. It's Grace. Oh, please wake up. Come on. Wake up, wake up. Hey.
Hey, you. I'm just resting my eyes.
You're okay. Oh, let me help you.
Let's do this.
Okay. I don't know the password.
It's okay. Soon left it wide open for us. Any wrong code will do. It'll destroy Opus.
Let's try.
Grace, whatever it takes. I can buy you some time.
No. No, I have an idea.
I trust you. I trust you.
So, the prodigal daughter returns.
I know the password.
Fulfill your destiny, and all will be forgiven.
I don't want to do this in the middle of a cutscene, but I didn't want that cutscene to completely play out with that on top of it, so.
Very well.
Otherwise, I wouldn't have done that. Oh, shit. You gotta be fucking shitting me. Well, the creator desires hope, so that's probably the password. I feel like the canon ending, the canon decision would be destroy it, because that's what her and Leon have been talking about. But then again, she also said it's okay, I have an idea. Fuck. What do you think, Graham? I'm thinking destroy, because that seems like that's their plan, right? Like, Elpis doesn't sound like something that we want, but at the same, because in Spencer, he's the one that's basically set 90% of this shit in motion. So why should I believe that all of a sudden, now that he's near death, he regrets everything and, you know, built this system to give people hope? Yeah, it's that's what it sounded like, right? Like this is supposed to be a good thing, is the way Spencer made it sound, right? You know some things because you came across it by accident. Let me just say, I know what I want to tell you, but okay, so God, I hate these decisions, because there was a time where when I played games and a decision like this came up, I would just be like, okay, let me look up what happens, because I don't want to make the wrong decision, but I also don't want to spoil it for myself either, because I haven't seen this. We're gonna destroy it. Because I mean that's what Leon wants to happen. So did I save it shortly before this? Well, I can't go back and check, but I'm pretty sure I made a save. I didn't make one as Grace. The last save that I made was with Leon, but I don't think it was that much. I mean, this last Leon section wasn't all that long, so I might, if I have time, if it doesn't get too late, I'll reload that save and do the other one. But here we go. 5. Because if you don't save over that, yeah, okay. We're gonna destroy it. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I was wrong, and I am plagued by guilt.
I'm gonna destroy Elpis. You promise you'll end this?
This is it.
did you do?
What I had to.
Grace, get out of here! Go! Right behind you!
Leon! What are you doing? Come on! Leon!
At least I could save you.
No!
Jesus Christ. Leon got his damn head blowed off. Fuck. Now I feel like I made the wrong decision.
I wish I could have saved you, Leon.
Okay. So yeah, that's the end. Yeah, so I definitely think that what you're supposed to do in that scenario is release Elpis. Because we got no, like, final boss fight. We got no real conclusion. You know what I mean? So, I don't know. There's something incomplete about that ending. At least I feel like there's something incomplete about that. You know, because obviously Leon didn't see what Grace saw, right? So if this Elpis thing is legitimately supposed to be a good thing, you know, Leon would have no way of knowing that. So we're gonna let these credits play out, and then yeah, because I want to say maybe the last save that I made was I think it was before I had to deal with the lickers as Leon. But I mean, either way, it should only take me, you know, a little bit. and it's still kind of early compared to the last 2 nights. So yeah, we're gonna power through it, but yeah, I have a feeling that wasn't what you want to do. It was, though. I didn't expect them to. I mean, hopefully if we release Elpis, maybe we'll get like a happier ending. Because yeah, I did not see Leon just getting shot in the face, because there has to be more to this, I feel like. Because, I mean, yeah, theoretically, if you just destroy it, the place blows up and, you know, there's not really much else to do, but we also still don't really know what Elpis is. So by releasing it, I'm guessing we're going to get a little more. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I would like to skip these credits, but I'm always paranoid about skipping credits. Because I'm worried I'm going to skip something after the credits, you know? But I learned earlier, I think it was this morning, I was reading some stuff about this game, and Grace, the voice actress for Grace, this is the first video game she's ever done. She's been in like a couple TV shows and movies and stuff like that, but this is the first video game that she's ever done, and she fucking knocked it out of the park, dude. Hopefully these credits don't take too much longer. Because I think just about all of these games do have something after the credits. But all in all, I will say, I hope releasing Elpis gives us a better ending. Because this game has been fantastic. I had this kind of the same reservations as I did Assassin's Creed Shadows when it came to switching up gameplay styles with different characters in the same playthrough. I feel like that is a delicate balance that you need to find. And for all of the faults that Assassin's Creed Shadows has, they did that well. And these guys also did this really, really well. The contrasting play styles between Leon and Grace fit the characters, fit the story. It seemed like it changed it up at the right time to keep one style from, I guess, maybe going stale. The last Leon bit was a little long-winded. You know, going through Raccoon City, that drug out a little bit, but it didn't go too long in any areas. It was kind of like getting the detonator pieces. The gameplay did a lot for that section with Leon being, because if the whole game was more action oriented, I feel like by that point in the game it would have started to drag a little bit, but because you got a good portion of Grace at the beginning that was slower, more, you know, survival horror, the action sequences hadn't worn themselves out yet by that point. So that was done well. And so it was like the Raccoon City bit before the detonator, it was just starting to kind of teeter on that, okay, let's, you know, this is taking too long. Now, obviously, it would have went a little quicker had I actually gotten the second piece when I was in the area for it. Didn't have to go back to it. But story-wise, it's been a hell of a story. I just feel like there's too many loose ends with this ending. So I'm going to assume that I made the wrong decision here. Because I have seen... I haven't seen any direct spoilers, but I have seen a couple people, you know, say like, you know, credits are rolling right now. It's been a hell of a story, and you know they kind of tied everything up real nicely, and you know all that kind of stuff. So, I have some hope that the other ending is better and probably the one we're supposed to see. And so I will reserve judgment on the story and the ending until I see that. But yeah, this game has been fantastic, and honestly, I'm still going to hold out until I see the other ending, because we still have no real indication who Zeno is, and I don't know if we're going to get that. I'm kind of surprised old Victor never made a comeback. Leon's brown sheep. Oh, okay. Kind of surprised Victor didn't make a comeback, because I was 100% expecting that. So I feel like there's too many loose ends with this ending. So we'll have to wait and see. Credits are over now. Well, there's my summary report. So there looks like there wasn't anything after the credits. So 9 hours, 17 minutes total playtime. Unlocked insanity mode. Behind the scenes video added to the bonuses. Special content models, concept art are now available in bonuses. Following costumes, weapon skin were added: jacket, tactical, light for the alligator snapper. You can return to the point in the game just before Grace selects the password for Elpis. Would you like to alter your choice? You won't lose any content received from completing the game. I want to say no, because I'm just curious to see if there's anything else after this, but I kind of doubt it. I'm going to select no, because I'm always paranoid that I'm going to miss something. So I'm going to say no, because it's not going to take me that long to get back to that, right? Because of where I made my last save. Plus, there is also autosaves in this game, so I may have actually gotten an autosave even closer to that point. Which might be what this would do, is just load my most recent autosave. So I'm going to say no, but I do like the fact that this choice is here, so, you know, you can just go, oh shit, I want to see what else happens, and, you know, you can just go right back to it. Better safe than sorry, yes. I didn't think there'd be anything else. Okay, well, my last autosave was, yeah, right here. Go to Leon. So that picks me up right where Grace takes over. I forgot this game had autosaves, to be honest with you.
Chance to do something. Oh, Leon! Leon!
Release Elpis.
Please know that you are my hope.
She is my hope. A blind hope.
Okay.
There we go.
This is it.
Is that Victor Gideon?
What are you doing, Grace?
Spencer regretted what he did.
Well done.
You promised.
Yes, that I would let him live. Mr. Kennedy, I give you the honor of experiencing my power firsthand.
I'm not sure Elpis is what you think it is. There's nothing special about me. I was never any key. Spencer wanted to make amends.
But you released Elpis. What is it? Tell me!
Leon!
Why? My powers!
Elpis is Spencer's atonement. It's an antiviral.
Amazing. I am humbled by my master's genius.
Your research was wrong. Elpis wasn't a weapon. There was never a key.
Spencer's paper was obviously incomplete. There was no connection between Grace and Emily.
Do you know how much time and money I wasted on this?
Don't you see the genius? With Elpis, all virus-based weapons are useless. The world order will be thrown into chaos.
We wanted a weapon.
Instead, Spencer gave us anarchy. I will carry his torch and bring his vision to life.
You? You and Spencer were a means to an end.
Yet he outwitted you all.
Spencer defied us and paid the price with his life. He was nothing.
You are nothing but an imitation.
It's over, Victor. The Connections is done with you!
We can't let him have it.
Your ignorance is staggering.
Leon, it's a cure. Oh, it's working. Leon, it's working. Wake up.
Now, let it all come down. All of it.
Grace, what happened? It's gonna go! Grab something! Grace. Grace! Time to bury Umbrella's last skeleton.
Spencer's vision lives through me. And I will see that it is brought to fruition.
Then how many more will have to die for that vision?
Nuisance! It seems your skills have Sacrifices must be made! In the grand scheme of things, a few lives are nothing.
Not to me. I swore that I'd always protect those lives.
You know, I'm kind of glad I got the bad ending out of the way.
Seems you're reaching your limit. I will not let those ideals win. Give it up!
Good riddance.
Jesus. I had a feeling that wasn't the last we were going to see of him.
Nemesis. No wonder you're so damn relentless.
This time, you ain't getting back up. Grace, where are you? Sherry. Sherry, come in. Sherry. Shit. Grace! Grace, hang on. Fuck. Grace. Grace.
I was saying, what? Don't tell me she dies in this ending.
Leon.
We need to get you out of here. Come on. Let's get you out.
There's no way out, is there?
Well, I'm not gonna leave your side. I'm gonna sit right here with you.
I guess this is it then.
Is that Chris?
Leon S. Kennedy?
Depends who's asking.
Alpha, do you read me, sir? Yeah, they're safe. I got them. Yes, sir. Mr. Kennedy, I have a message from Captain Redfield.
Well, what was the message from Captain Redfield?
I'll be damned. Can't believe that antiviral actually worked. Feel better than I have in ages.
Oh, thank God. I'm glad you're okay.
We got a dose with your name on it. We'll be back in action in no time.
Thank you, Leon.
Would have been a lot smoother if Chris hadn't been so late to the party.
Where is Chris, anyway?
No idea. I'm sure I'll run into him at some point. Yeah, I'll call you back. It's over then.
Yeah. Opus really was our last hope.
Well, let's pray Umbrella hasn't left us any more nasty surprises.
I wish we could have saved Emily.
Grace, I didn't hit any of her vitals. She could still be alive.
What are you saying?
Maybe we can save her.
The government has confirmed the existence of an actively trading bioweapons lab located here in the ruins of Raccoon City. The origin point for the worldwide spread of bioorganic weapons. This illegal facility appears to have been in operation for decades.
Sources say that the extension of the lockdown and the recent series of mysterious deaths may be related to tragic events in Raccoon City 28 years ago.
Evidence seized in Raccoon City has led the Justice Department to reopen its investigation into Oswald Spencer and the long-defunct Umbrella Corporation. Some believe the government deliberately drove Umbrella into bankruptcy.
The late Alyssa Ashcroft is credited with cracking the Oswald Spencer story. Conspiracy theorists are already claiming that she was killed in a cover-up, and that the organization responsible is secretly controlling our government.
Tonight, in a speech from the Oval Office, the president is expected to reject allegations of any government involvement since the Raccoon City incident.
So, you mean to tell me they went back to where Leon killed Emily and brought her back? It's a little weird, but okay, so I guess the story we've got here is old Oswald Spencer felt bad and was riddled with guilt over what he had created and what he had unleashed on the world, that he created a it didn't hit any vitals, sure, but she looked quite dead to me. Anyway, Spencer created Elpis as a way to, I don't know, I guess make amends, you know, reverse some of what he had caused. And so Leon feels better than he has in ages, and Sherry's not, you know, gonna live. The Raccoon City syndrome is no longer, you know, going to kill more people. Theoretically, they should be able to distribute whatever that is, make more of it, you know, whatever have you. And well, according to Victor Gideon there, you know, this is going to put a serious damper on bioweapons and bioterrorism, it sounds like. So, definitely not where I thought the story was going to go. To be completely honest with you, I would not have been upset if Leon got killed off at the end of this game. I know that's an unpopular opinion, probably. But it would have been a fitting end to Leon's story, I think. You know, if he had died. You know, beginning his story in Raccoon City and ending it in Raccoon City with, you know, potentially saving people this time instead of, you know, feeling helpless like he did in Resident Evil 2. That would have been a nice full circle moment, but maybe predictable. But considering the entire Resident Evil franchise, I wouldn't expect, you know, Resident Evil Requiem 2 anytime soon, you know, in continuation with Leon, because the thing with this series is that every game is pretty much its own self-contained story. with loose connections to the rest of the series. And this one was no different. I mean, I wouldn't say this was a loose connection to like Resident Evil 2, mind you, but there was no mention of Ethan, you know, from the previous 2 games. Ada wasn't in this game. I was kind of expecting to see Ada Wong in this game, and to be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed in that. Because the last time we saw Ada Wong was in Resident Evil 6, and that was after she got cloned and you know, all that stuff. But usually, I mean, so far, as far as I know, at least mainline titles, every game that Leon's been in, Ada Wong was there somewhere, and we didn't get that. But that's okay. I would have liked to get a little bit more detail on this Xeno guy, because he at least looked like potentially a copy of Wesker, between his look, his age, you know, his powers and all that. It looked like he could have been at the very least a copy of Wesker. So there was mention of Chris at the end of the game, but we never saw him. So we're not sure if he was suffering the effects of Raccoon City Syndrome or not. All in all, there's... Let's see here. The story was great. Especially the execution of the story. The performances were phenomenal. Leon's voice actor, Grace's voice actors. Nearly everything about the performance and the execution of the story was near perfection. The only complaint that I've got in like the voice acting department is the section where you play through as the little girl, as Chloe, I think her name was. I believe they used the same voice actress that voiced Grace, and so she didn't sound like a young child. But that's more of a nitpick than anything else, because it's such a small section of the game. But like I was saying earlier in the first set of credits, the gameplay was fantastic. It was very well balanced. It was tense where it needed to be. You know, you felt like a badass when you needed to be. Going back through the police station was cool. I was kind of expecting the, I guess, Raccoon City and, you know, police department specifically to be a little bit more than it was, simply because, well, the artwork of the game is the Raccoon City Police Department, and you're not there very long. So I was kind of expecting that to have I guess maybe a little bit more importance than it had. But I'm also not mad about it because of the execution. It worked, right? It was simply being used as like a staging post, you know, for the bad guys, on their search for Ark. So, all in all, I have no real complaints. There's things I would have liked to see done a little better, but when you look at the series as a whole, you know, Resident Evil 0, 1, 2, and 3, they tell a pretty connected and at least an overall decent story in my book. 4, I don't hold that one in as high regard as everybody else. 5, again, that one was kind of off in the weeds with, you know, parasites and, you know, the Lost Plagas stuff. And then 6, the story in that one was fairly decent, but it was kind of all over the place. 7 and 8, the stories were just kind of out there with, you know, mind control mold and, you know, all that stuff. It was kind of hard to get invested in that story. The gameplay in 7 and 8 though was what carried those. But this one I feel like was the most balanced Resident Evil game by far, in terms of story not getting too far out in the weeds, gameplay changing when it needed to, good characters, good voice actors and actresses. Everything was done well. It didn't feel like any of it was really half-assed. I didn't really sit there and think, like, what the fuck in a bad way at any point in this game. So now that I'm done with it, I had said this basically after my first 3 hours into the game, at the end of part 1, that this game had the potential to be my favorite Resident Evil game. So to recap, I played Resident Evil 0 1 time. I've played the Resident Evil 1 remake 1 time. I played the Resident Evil 2 remake 1 time. The Resident Evil 3 remake 1 time. I played Resident Evil 4 back in the day on GameCube, and I also played the remake 1 time. I played Resident Evil 5 1 time. Well, actually, I played Resident Evil 2 like 4 times because I did both character playthroughs plus their second run playthroughs. But that was all in kind of one short time period. I did the same with 6. I went through all 4 campaigns. 7 I only played once, 8 I only played once, and this I only played once. So I don't have...
And Sherry's okay? Oh, good. I'm so glad. Emily, yeah, she's doing great. I'm actually teaching her how to read.
Grace. Grace. Where's that report?
Sorry. Leon, gotta go. Catch up soon.
Remaining BSAA forces have been neutralized. Retrieving the objective before they send in the wolves.
Well, apparently that guy was important somehow, some way, right? There was a guy in, like, Resident Evil 2. He was called the 4th survivor in the extra modes. I think he went by the name of Hunk. He was the let's see here. He was part of the commander of the Alpha team that was going after William Birkin for the G virus. So he's been kind of one of those, like, background characters that nobody really pays attention to. So he did survive Raccoon City. And then apparently he was also on Rockford Island, was assigned on a mission to deliver a special container from Umbrella's transport terminal in the Antarctic to Rockford Island. I think I remember something about that. Following the 2003 fall of Umbrella, he became a legendary mercenary and created the CQBZ, Close Quarters Quarantine Battle Zone, fighting style based on conventional CQB tactics, as well as equipment and custom weapons for it, including the Zombie Beetle, the Zombie Eisen, Zombie Jammer, and Bite Guard. So it sounds like this dude possibly could have been, that guy at the end of Requiem. but that's just speculation. But yes, there was also Code Veronica, which I played way back in the day on PS2, and then I played recently one time. My point being is that I didn't grow up with the Resident Evil series, I guess, as a fan, as most fans of the series would probably say that, you know, they've been playing since the 90s and probably played every game that came out, so on and so forth. But I have played the entire series. From beginning to end, I've played them all. Of course, like any other series that spans 11 games, there's going to be good ones and bad ones. There's going to be decent ones and not so decent ones. But I had ranked out my personal favorites. I had done a ranking of the Resident Evil games before this one. So we're going to go through that real quick now. So in order of the games that I played, in first place, I thought the Resident Evil 2 remake was the most enjoyable experience before this one. I will add this one in after I go through my rank. But the Resident Evil 2 remake was very enjoyable. It still had the, because when I think, if I'm sitting there and I go, I want to play Resident Evil, I think of the old school style Resident Evil, the more slow paced, puzzle solving, type of Resident Evil. That's the Resident Evil that I think of. Even though I never played the original 1, 2, and 3, that was still, like Resident Evil Outbreak. That was a game that Grimm had back when we were kids, and I think I played a little bit of it. I remember it. But throughout my childhood, I knew about in my teenage years, I knew about the Resident Evil games. Various people that I knew thought they were great. And so I'm no stranger to the series. But when I think Resident Evil, I think, the Spencer Mansion, I think, the police station, and, your slow zombies, right? So in Resident Evil 2, still, it was modernized. The remake, it was modernized. I had that third-person over-the-shoulder camera. The graphics were great, and everything about it was fantastic. And it, to me, especially for a modern remake of that game, again, I never played the original, so I can't compare it. But I felt like if you know somebody that had never played a Resident Evil game, and they were looking at what game they might want to get into. 0 and 1 are a little dated now. So, you can play 0 and 1 through the Origins collection on which was a PS4 release, and various other platforms. But if I was to recommend a Resident Evil game to somebody that had never played one before, I'd probably say, hey, you should play Resident Evil 2, because there's not really a whole lot connecting that to the Spencer Mansion, storyline. It kind of starts with the Raccoon City outbreak, whereas in, 0 and 1, the outbreak hadn't happened yet. So it's loosely, it's connected, but not directly. Plus, I feel like if I was going to sit down and replay another Resident Evil game anytime soon, it'll probably be that one. So in second place, I put the Resident Evil 1 remake that was originally released for GameCube, because that is kind of the, in my opinion, when I think of Resident Evil, I think of that classic stationary camera, so on and so forth. And that game was really enjoyable because it actually made me think. It didn't hold my hand, and stuff like that. And I really enjoyed that game. Third and fourth place is kind of interchangeable. 7 is third and 8 is fourth on my list. Those two games were both quite enjoyable. I felt like lengthwise they were pretty decent. They didn't drag on too long. The Resident Evil games do not need to be long games. Let's just be honest about that. You know, this game took me 9 hours, 18 minutes of playtime. So, you know, and I'm perfectly fine with that. But 7 and 8, the storyline got pretty far out there. And I've always said that, you know, the story of a game is more important than the gameplay. And that's still true to this day, and probably will be true until I die. Because we grew up in an era where the gameplay of a lot of things wasn't, you know, wasn't overly revolutionary, I should say. You know, some of those older PS1 games were pretty simplistic in nature. The 64 games were pretty simplistic when it came to gameplay. So if you got a game that had a fantastic story, it made me want to play it again. It's like watching like a good movie. Like I can watch Speed from 1994 100 times and then watch it again because I just that story is just so well done and so well told that's what brings me back to a game. And a great story can carry subpar gameplay. It's rare for me that God tier gameplay can make up for a subpar story. Resident Evil 7 and 8 were kind of exceptions to that rule. The gameplay on those was fantastic. The gameplay overshadowed the story in those by far. You know, maybe it was just because it was first person. You know, it was something new in the series. They hadn't really done first person before. And it went after playing through 4, 5, and 6, you know, with the, you know, more action style gameplay, you know, maybe there was some rose tinted glasses there when it came to 7 and 8 that, okay, we're finally back to a horror game, because it seemed like with 4, 5, and 6, Resident Evil was no longer felt like a horror game to me. It just felt like another, you know, shoot everything, you know, action game. So 7 and 8 come in 3rd and 4th on my list. 5th on my list was the Resident Evil 3 remake. That game was still really, really fun. And seeing the story continue from, you know, that 1, 2, 3 trilogy, it was a cool way to kind of tie all that together and see, you know, Jill escape from Raccoon City and whatnot. But that game, I think I got through in only about 6 hours. That one was fairly short. And apparently a lot of things got cut from it, from what I understand, from the, you know, the original release. So it would have been nice to see him maybe put a little more effort into that one. It was still a fun game, but it seemed like when you compare it to like Resident Evil 2 remake, 7 and 8, 3 just kind of falls short a little bit. Next on my list was Resident Evil 0. That game was enjoyable to play. It gave me a lot of this similar feel of the Resident Evil 1 remake. They were released within, you know, I think 1 or 2 years of each other. And it was kind of cool just to see what led up to that, you know, incident and the Spencer incident of Resident Evil 1. So that was a cool chapter. Code Veronica comes in after that. I felt like that game still had a fairly decent story. That one was a little long-winded. That one seemed like it kind of drug on a little too long for my liking. But it was also the only game in this series besides 0 and 1 that were, you know, it was still the more classic, ridiculously hard, because even in 0 and 1 didn't have autosave yet, but Code Veronica was a lot more difficult than 0 and 1. Code Veronica, by the time I finished that game, I was ready to be done with it. I'll just put it that way. It was an enjoyable game, and I played it way back in the day, but after playing through it again, I realized why I hadn't gone back to it in many years. After that's Resident Evil 6. That game, again, gets a lot of hate, but I feel like with the way the story was told, being told across 4 different campaigns, it took me, I'm not sure how long it took me. I think most average playthroughs sit at like 20, 21 hours for all 4 campaigns. So it is fairly lengthy compared to something like this, but each campaign is separated into like a 4 or 5 hour experience. So it's not one long 20 plus hour experience. So I actually enjoyed Resident Evil 6 simply because you got all the different perspectives. You got Leon and Helena, you got Chris and Piers, you got Jake and Sherry, and then Ada at the end, and it all ties a nice bow on it at the end. I thought that was nice. And then Resident Evil 4, both the original and the remake, fall after Resident Evil 6, and I know probably 90% of Resident Evil fans will tell me I'm on crack, but I mean, Resident Evil 4, it just, by the time I finished that game and I played the remake, I want to say it took me like 16 to 18 hours, and it was just too damn long. Leon had one fucking job in that game, and he sucked at it. He was there just to rescue the president's daughter, and she got kidnapped like 5 fucking times, and it went way too long, and it was just more of the same. And that was the thing. Like, it was almost twice as long as this game, and it didn't have the differing gameplay styles. It didn't have, any way to really change it up any. It was just the same thing over and over again for just too damn long. And I will die on that hill. I'm sorry, but not really. And then last is Resident Evil 5. Resident Evil 5, that game may have been a lot better if I would have experienced it when it came out. Resident Evil 5 was released in 2009 on the PS3. So that was around the time we also had games like Elder Scrolls 4, which I played to death. Fallout 3 was another one, played to death back then. But if I go back to those games now, I have a hard time enjoying them because a lot of those late 2000s PS3 games were hard to enjoy. They're hard to enjoy now. Like, I remember them fondly, but so many of them just haven't aged very well, and Resident Evil 5 is one of them. So I'd be interested to see a remake of that game, and, maybe Resident Evil 5. That Resident Evil 5 will go higher up on my list. So just to, I guess, recap this long-winded ranking, we've got Resident Evil 2 Remake, Resident Evil 1 Remake, 7, 8, 3 Remake, 0, Code Veronica 6, 4 Remake, and 5. So where does Resident Evil 9, Resident Evil Requiem, falls number 1 on this list? To me, this was almost hands down, no question, the best Resident Evil game. And as I stated earlier in this stream, it's not some rose-tinted glasses. It's not clouded by nostalgia because, we finally went back to the police station and, we finally got to see Raccoon City again, because I just played Resident Evil 2 for the first time about 4 or 5 months ago. So it's not like I played the original, 30 years ago, or even played the remake when that came out, because the remake came out in... the Resident Evil 2 remake was in 2019, so that was 7 years ago. So it's not like I've been waiting 7 years for this, or, experienced that game for the first time 7 years ago, and now, all right, here, let's have this nostalgia trip. It had nothing to do with it. This was just a fantastic game. The story was great. The performances were great. Because the thing is like, I will compare this kind of to Red Dead Redemption 2, because like Dutch, Micah, John, Arthur, the voice actors for those characters did such a fantastic job that it almost, when I see the cutscenes and experience that story, it doesn't feel like those characters are giving those actors and actresses are giving a performance. It just, what you see and what you hear are so well connected that it doesn't feel like somebody's performing. It just feels authentic. And that's what this game really got right. And again, the gameplay, changing it up, the balance was all fantastic. It was all perfect. And yeah, the story didn't get too far out in the weeds. I would have liked to see the story, maybe a couple more things get a little more outlined. Get some more detail on like Xeno, who he really was, unless I missed some things. But overall, good story. And, this clearly was a much better ending than the other one. So, let's see here. The following content has been added to bonuses. Grace's report. Challenge is complete. Well, let's read Grace's report. Okay, so we've got Grace's FBI attire, Leon's Raccoon City Police Department uniform, and we've got our infinite ammo guns and all that stuff. So where is the... Oh, there it is, right there. Grace's report. The truth behind Raccoon City. Oh boy, this is 60 fucking pages. Here we go. Introduction. In 1998, Raccoon City was devastated by a massive outbreak caused by a viral leak from the pharmaceutical giant Umbrella. The United States government responded by launching a missile strike to wipe out the infected and erected a blockade to seal off the city. In 2004, following a court trial, the Umbrella Corporation declared bankruptcy. A complete account of the events was never released. However, in October 2026, it was discovered that the city had been used as a hub for the production of trafficking of bioweapons. Production and trafficking. The report reveals that established narrative of the Raccoon City incident was falsified and elucidates newly discovered truth surrounding the incident. 1968. To properly understand the truth, we must first go back to the beginning of it all. In 1968, Oswald E. Spencer, James Marcus, and Edward Ashford founded the Umbrella Corporation. Having witnessed the horrors of the Second World War and the dread of the Cold War, Spencer felt a sense of despair at watching the world repeat the same mistakes. He felt it was his duty to bring about a change to humanity. As stated in court records following the Raccoon City incident, his ultimate goal was to bring about the viral evolution of the human race. Thus, he relentlessly pursued virus research through illegal and inhumane means. This fact remains unchanged. 1970s. In the darkness of Raccoon City. So while I read through this, Grim, what was your thoughts on this game? Since you got to catch the whole thing. From the very beginning of Umbrella, the company faced rapid change and intense internal strife, most notably the sharp ideological divide between Spencer and Marcus. According to court records, this conflict was cited as the primary factor leading to the unusual developments which followed. In 1978, James Marcus developed the T-virus, which would go on to become the cause of the subsequent outbreak. 1980s. This is a crucial period for understanding the basis of what caused the incident and the truth behind the entire case. Spencer's influence and ARC's establishment. Spencer used internal politics to have Marcus demoted, absorbing T-virus research into a facility under his own control. From then on, Umbrella began to actively research and develop bioweapons under Spencer's leadership. The underground facility known as ARC, which was discovered during recent events, originally served as the administrative center of Umbrella's research. Several documents outlining Spencer's plan for ARC have been discovered. Excerpt from Confiscated Records, Long-Term Strategic Review, 1980-0422. ARC-centric integrated research roadmap, concentrated investment into Wesker's plan and the T-virus, Step 1. Step 2, establishment of ARC as a central command center. Step 3, development of ELPIS. Step 4, memory transfer and forced evolution. This is the first recorded instance of a significant keyword, ELPIS. The connections involvement. Following documents regarding Marcus' involvement were also discovered. Excerpt from Confiscated Records, receipt of donation 1986-0138. Recipient James Marcus, sender F Foundation, amount $30 million. This document shows a suspicious flow of funds being channeled to Marcus. Past FBI investigations revealed that the source of the funds, the F Foundation, was just one of the puppet organizations of the Connections. The F Foundation no longer exists. The Connections is a criminal organization that various government agencies have been sounding the alarm against for years. This illicit group is at the heart of all of this. Evidence suggests that the Connections sought involvement with Umbrella's central operations. Additional documents belonging to the protege of Marcus, Brandon Bailey, have also been uncovered. Excerpt from Confiscated Records Telegraph Log 1988-0996. Brandon Bailey, recipient F Foundation. Preparations are complete. I think it's time they've made contact with me directly, don't you? I await a response. This indicates Bailey took over correspondence with the Connections succeeding Marcus. Bailey was rumored to have been the founder of the Connections, but he may have only been a small cog in the larger machine. We now believe the Connections has had deep roots in the criminal underworld since before the 1980s. Much about the Connections remains unknown. Spencer's Purge. In order for Spencer to obtain a complete control over Umbrella, he used force to deal with any internal opposition and influential adversaries. A list of these individuals, seemingly prepared by an associate of Spencer's, was recently discovered. Excerpt from Confiscated Records Reevaluation List. Following the CEO's reevaluation protocol, measures will be taken against these individuals: Cheryl Moore, Michael Kramer, James Marcus, and omitted. 1990s. During this period, Umbrella continued to grow and expand through ties with the government. The organization became so large that Spencer could no longer fully control it. Numerous accidents plagued Umbrella facilities around the world as a result of poor management. Furthermore, information was being leaked to rival organizations and the Connections due to moles who had infiltrated the company. Yet, despite the circumstances, Spencer was able to thoroughly protect and complete his research at ARC, the Research Elpis. While most records regarding Elpis were lost with the destruction of ARC, a precious few remain. Excerpt from Confiscated Records, Spencer's Meshes 199. Tricell HCF, the family, and Umbrella. Elpis shall bring it all to an end. Then the data is corrupted. The only information leaked about Elpis was that it had the potential to upset the military balance of the entire world. However, a strictly managed password known only to Spencer was needed to access it. I love how this whole thing hinges on a 4-letter password. What is Elpis? Elpis is a powerful antiviral drug. However, this was unknown to those who sought it. The Connections and other black market groups mistakenly thought it to be a powerful bioweapon with the potential to control human minds. This confusion likely stemmed from the fierce competition surrounding bioweapon development. It was common knowledge that Spencer, the developer of Elpis, aimed for the evolution and control of humanity through viral technology. Completion of Elpis. Based on data taken from confiscated records and changes in Spencer's behavior, we believe Elpis was completed around the mid-1990s. After this period, records show a marked decrease in the number of public statements from Spencer. A similar decrease in activity was also observed at the Raccoon City orphanage. Disturbingly, it is suspected that the children at the orphanage had long been used for Umbrella experimentation. While Spencer frequently visited the orphanage, records indicate he stopped in the 1990s. Furthermore, the orphanage was under the research jurisdiction of William Birkin in the late 90s. Birkin turned against Spencer, ultimately leading to the leak of the T-virus. The Raccoon City Incident. The T-virus leaked from Umbrella's research facility in Raccoon City, causing an unprecedented outbreak. In response, the government decided to launch a missile strike on the city under the pretense of containing the spread. However, this is where we have been misled. The missile strike was not launched to prevent the spread of infection. A plan was formed to disrupt the relationship between the government and Umbrella and shift the blame for all illegal activities onto Spencer. Found records indicate that the Connections lobbied for the missile strike. Excerpts from Confiscated Records, Access Log, First Assembly Minutes. ARC has been secured. Commence the missile strike. The blame will fall solely on Spencer. With this, Umbrella will be dismantled and will seize their assets. Their goal was the acquisition of Umbrella assets, particularly the thing they believed would disrupt the world's military balance, Elpis. Due to Bailey's involvement, the Connections were aware of Umbrella's inner workings prior to the Raccoon City incident. This set them up to swiftly secure ARC before instructing the government to carry out the missile strike. After the Raccoon City incident, the Umbrella trials. As is well known, trials were held after the events of the Raccoon City incident. Testimony from Raccoon City survivors, along with evidence submitted by the Global Pharmaceutical Consortium, demonstrated the scope of Umbrella's nefarious activities. Evidence against Spencer was presented at the trials by a subordinate, Albert Wesker. It is now evident that Wesker was linked to Tricell, which in turn had strong ties to the Connections. Therefore, it is highly likely there was pressure from the government and the connections during the trials. In 2004, following the outcome of the trials, Umbrella was forced into bankruptcy. Just as the connections in the government intended, Oswald E. Spencer was held accountable as CEO and he disappeared from the public eye. Acquisition of ARC. The connections in the government seized ARC during the Raccoon City incident. Thereafter, ARC served as a base for the research, development, and distribution of bioweapons. Documents believed to be transaction lists have also been seized. These list Umbrella's competitors, along with organizations that were previously found guilty of illegal activity. Unfortunately, most evidence was lost with the collapse of ARC. Recovery efforts continue, but success is unlikely. Proliferation of bioterrorism. Following the Raccoon City incident, weaponized viruses developed by Umbrella were leaked. Subsequently, instances of bioterrorism utilizing this technology spread around the globe. In 2013, President Adam Benford was assassinated in a bioterrorist attack. Intelligence agencies report that the president wished to reveal the full truth of the Raccoon City incident. It is possible that President Benford was privy to the facts revealed in this report. That was what started Resident Evil 6. Spencer's final years. Remaining records about Spencer after the dissolution of Umbrella are scarce, but a new source of information has recently come to light, an interview conducted by Alyssa Ashcroft. We should also note that Spencer was assassinated by Wesker in the events of Resident Evil 5. Despite being responsible for countless atrocities, Spencer showed some signs of remorse in this interview. Having lost everything, he sought atonement. While Elpis is a powerful instrument that can render viral weapons inert, it also has the potential as a panacea to be used for good. It's possible that Spencer's true motivations behind Elpis were peace and redemption. While he remained obsessed with the evolution of humanity throughout his later years, most testimonies describe him as nothing but a senile old man. Spencer died in 2006 at his secluded estate. His true intentions behind developing Elpis will forever remain unknown. Conclusion. As we can see from the records, the Umbrella Corporation's liquidation was intentionally orchestrated by the connections and the U.S. government. Furthermore, they were involved in the illegal development and trafficking of bioweapons in Raccoon City. The extent to which past and present governments were involved requires further investigation. Much about the connections remains shrouded in mystery, and most records of their involvement were destroyed alongside ARC. Countless lives have been lost. As government officials, we have a duty to pursue the truth. If anything, finding it will finally offer some closure to everyone who fell victim to these heinous actions. FBI intelligence analyst Grace Ashcroft. Whew. Okay. Behind the scenes video. I'm going to be wrapping this up. I do want to check out what's in here real quick, though. So we got machine pistol, blade that will never break. Cool. Matilda, large revolver with a demonic symbol engraved on the grip. That's for Leon. That looks like the same pistol that Xeno there was using. Clatter carbine, Moral Edge, RPG. Manual that allows you to permanently increase the capacity of the blood collector by 50. Infinite ink ribbons. A modded tactical tracker, advanced tuning. Infinite ammo guns, durability on hatchets. Okay. So these are all basically how you can get like a new game plus or something like that. Let's see, and then yeah, we also got the jacket, so we can just have the jacket all the time. This came with the deluxe edition. We got the Film Noir, Apocalypse, and Resident Evil 4 outfits for him. And then with Grace, we got, just the jacket all the time. We got this Film Noir one. And then we also got Dimitrescu from Resident Evil 4. So Grace was cosplaying, apparently. Yeah, we can change the look of these. Oh, we can put a tactical light on that. That's cool. Some screen filters. You can also change the background music to Raccoon City Classic and classic menu sound effects. Let's see, so not a horror game fan, really. Can't sit here and say I'd ever play any of these, but this was fantastic to watch. Loved all the things you did for the same reasons. The characters and performances really drew me in, and I felt invested in the story. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. This was they definitely knocked it out of the park for sure. And honestly, at some, you know, if I decide to play a Resident Evil game again in the near future, it might just be this one, to be completely honest with you. So, what's funny though is I think I'm gonna have to replay the ending, because I think I shut the local recording off during the credits, so I'm gonna have to redo that last boss fight, and then also redo from here to like here. But anyway, yeah, this was good. I really enjoyed it, and I guess we'll see what happens with the Resident Evil franchise in a couple years, but for now, they're gonna ride this wave. So I have nothing planned in the pipeline going forward. Initially, my plan with this was to do a stream like this of every Resident Evil game. I made it through 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, Code Veronica, and then I did 5, 6, 7, and 8, basically off stream. But yeah, this was a journey that I started in October and just finished it, so it was an interesting ride, that's for damn sure, playing through 11 games of a series that most of them never played before. So yeah, this was a hell of a journey. And Grim, I'm glad you were here with me for a good majority of it. You know, 5, 6, 7, and 8, I kind of had to cram in, and I didn't think I would get through them all. But because I was no longer able to do them this way, I was able to kind of just chip away at it hour by hour at a time after work and whatnot. But yeah, this is going to be it. I don't know when or what the next thing will be, but you can catch Grim every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night. He's currently going through some Metal Gear Solid, which is a series he has never played before. He's currently on Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, and then we'll be continuing on to Metal Gear 5. And I believe that's where you're going to call it, right? And take a break for a little while. And then, like, because you're just going to do the big boss section of it. You know, I don't know if that was actually there before I beat the story. I never paid attention. If so, that's kind of a spoiler, I would think, right? After Peace Walker and Metal Gear Solid 5, you're planning on taking a little bit of a break from the Metal Gear games, correct? Because, well, Peace Walker and 5 especially are going to take some time, but you're just kind of doing the big boss section of it right now, correct? And then, you know, Metal Gear 1, 2, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 4 will be at a later point, I believe was your plan. But gonna break it up with another trilogy before doing the Solid Snake portions. Okay. You can catch all of the updates for Grim streams in the Grim Beardson Discord. There will be a link in the description box below for that. And yeah, with that being said, we don't really have anything else. So until next time, stay suave.